Welcome back to Balmoor Sports Stadium, home of the Brisbane Broncos. Game 2 Monday night action in the SRL Mines. Myself and Will Kay here in the commentary box. After spending that first game down on the sideline, it's a lot nicer to be up here in the comm box with you, Will.
Yes, indeed. I'm looking forward to your company, Commish, and I'm looking forward to this game. Here we've got the Stingrays taking on the Swarm. Stingrays coming off a win last week and the Swarm coming off a loss, but if the last game has taught us anything, it means that means nothing for this round.
It's the Stingrays backline that everyone has been speaking of. Jimmy Musa, Chase Williams and Connor Huddleston. All three speed demon archetypes, really putting the Firehawks to the test last week. But one new player is in the Swarm. Cody Mansour making his debut on the wing as the game is underway here at Balmoor. Second game of this double-header Monday night in the SRL Mines. A reminder, tomorrow night, the final round of the SRL Premiership gets underway, and an exciting time of the season, isn't it, Will?
Indeed it is, Commish. The Seagulls will be looking to be the first team to become undefeated, and the Warriors will be looking to break the hearts for that dream. All the teams, the top four still isn't necessarily secured. Some teams need a big win to pull it off, but there's a chance. There's always a chance to get in as we roll up to the final series.
Still 5 teams vying to clinch those last 2 spots in the finals. It's the Stingrays who get through their first set comfortably, sending it down to the new guy, Cody Mansour. Sorry, I was going to say Kobe for a second. It's Cody Mansour, but a good run to get the nerves out of the way as Leonidas takes it forward. A good performance last week from the Swarm. Big prop forward, Aaron Leonidas. A few teams mentioning their intentions to approach him for a season 4 contract as the Swarm have thrown away the ball here. So a disappointing start for them. Obviously coming off a loss last week, but both sides still rather inexperienced. As you see that as Chase Williams has shepherded towards the sideline. It was a good tackle by Marshall Edwards.
Yeah, that's exactly the kind of defensive efforts that coaches and captains alike want to see from players, especially when they're playing on the edge.
From the base of the scrum, it's Matthew Vaughan. They go to Edwards in a bit of space as well. Marshall Edwards being chased down by one of the Stingrays outside backs, but they won't catch him in time. And Edwards will open the scoring with a bonus point try for the Swarm.
Yeah, it was a great run from Edwards, just stopping a second after he got the flat ball, thinking maybe it was a bit forward, but the referee said play on, and he's gone into the bonus area for his team.
Unsure how the grounds staff have managed to paint those bonus point zones in a matter of just 2 or 3 minutes, Will. It just shows the commitment of SRL staff to bring the highest quality of rugby league here on SRL TV.
Yeah, it was actually Rasmussen that he had a bit of a hound at some of the SRL staff. He was a bit confused about where the bonus point zone is, as well as the 7 tackle sets. So he's asked for that to be implemented because he was getting a bit confused out there. Fair
enough, Will. Rigo Rasmussen, he's got experience in the SRL, former Rabbitohs second rower. But, it wasn't really good enough, to be fair. The first time we've come here to Balmoor and the field wasn't even painted to the standards that we normally see around other venues. Nonetheless, the game is back underway. A try to the Swarm. to start this game. Marshall Edwards going over for his first try in the SRL Mines as Chapman gets away from a couple. Around the ankles eventually, they get him. On the near side, it's Huddleston. One of these Stingrays outside backs with a speed demon archetype. It's Kelly up through the middle. Almost getting away from the tackle of Leonidas. The big Greek god reaching out. Taking him down as Edwards takes out high ball. A couple of metres in from that far touchline, does well to stay inside it. So it's a big week this week, Will. Obviously season 4 trade window opening. A lot of free agents popping up around the league and a little bit chaotic over the weekend. But there's still a few players within the free agency window who are yet to be picked up, and a few of these players I think will be a little bit nervous as we are only 24 hours away from the end of that free agency window. And
yeah,
you know, it's sorry Will, but just want to stress the fact that, you know, if you nominate yourself for free agency, you know, you've got to be confident that you're going to get picked up by a team. Otherwise, some of these players might find themselves back down the mines, and some of these mines players being promoted into SRL contracts.
Yeah, and arguably the best player that's still in free agency is Jason Farah, which has been a big surprise. He hasn't been picked up by any clubs yet. Very hopeful he doesn't end up in the mines, but the hooker is looking like maybe he will be.
Former Warriors hooker, moved to the Broncos in season 3. Finds himself on the bench for majority of it, with Coda Diab taking that hooker role. There's the Stingrays on attack at the moment. Tilse plays the ball only a metre short. They go to Chapman, who charges forward. It's Leonidas stopping him in his tracks. Marshall from dummy half can't find a way through. Tackle 5, Tilse once again. He's coughed it up though, hitting a big tackle by Matthew Vaughan and Dylan Sharp. So the Stingrays down by 7 at the moment as we approach half-time. Monday night action in the SRL Mines. As Garfield takes it forward, that's Eddie to Hodgson. Down below us in the commentary box. Good taken down there by Huddleston. Playing on this near wing for the Stingrays. Leonidas once again.
That's tackle 4, hands off.
They like this left side, do the swarm. They have played a fair amount of it towards their new winger, Cody Mansour, as they come this side again. They go to Mansour. Huddleston takes him well in a one-on-one tackle though. Garfield the kick on the final, and Huddleston does well to get back and cover that ground that was covered by Jimmy Musa. Close to the sideline once again, Will. And I guess it comes down to SRL experience, knowing how close these sidelines can get as Musa gets away from one. Goosey's away from Ethan Goodwin and takes the Stingrays to only 12 metres out. So looking to score before half-time. We're about a minute from that break. Couple of tackles remaining in the set as they cut out to Huddleston, and the Stingrays do score on that far sideline. That's Connor Huddleston, who dots down for his first try in the SRL Mines.
Connor Huddleston, very great play there. He scored one last week in the bonus zone, and now he's scored a regular try just out on the wing. He's proven pretty deadly through the middle on the kick returns, and he's reaped the rewards for all his efforts. It's a great try there as Gibson got a tough kick to get closer in the scoreboard.
Yeah, he did well to get on the inside of Marshall Edwards, who was just sort of left hovering on that far touchline. There was Huddleston, who came off the left to dot down and can't convert from the sideline, the Stingrays, but they are back in this contest with only a couple of seconds remaining.
There's Tom Gibson's going to kick off again. Just about 5 seconds left in this first half. Looking like it's going to be a 7-4 lead at half time.
Leonidas will try and have something to say about that, but he won't do. It's the Swarm going into the break. 7 points to 4 in front. Welcome back to Belmore Sports Ground. Big number of spectators here this afternoon for the second week of SRL Mines action. Live on the home of Simulation Rugby League, SRL TV, as the Stingrays get the second half underway, and it's the Swarm who almost make a horrible mistake from the kickoff. It's Leonidas who has to clean up. But both teams huddled underneath the goalposts at half-time, Will. And you can see a couple of players in particular having plenty to say. Matthew Vaughan and Marshall Edwards very vocal for the Swarm, while it was Jimmy Musa and Ryan Lawrence having plenty to say in the Stingrays huddle.
Indeed they did. And I think that one of the biggest things was the defensive efforts on the wings for the Swarm so far. Just at the end of that first half, there was Cody Mansour that took a tackle on Jimmy Moose that stopped to try, and ultimately it did lead to a player from Goodwin, I think it was. But it was a great effort. Sorry, no, from Huddleston.
Saw the first game tonight as the Firehawks getting up over the Gunslingers after the Firehawks suffered that big defeat against the Stingrays last week. So we're seeing a similar sort of thing play out here tonight. The Swarm coming off a loss to the Gunslingers, and now they're looking to be rather dominant over the Stingrays at the moment. 7 points to 4 at half time. Still nothing really in it, but it was a fortuitous try to the Stingrays, you'd have to say. But they do have a lethal back three, as we see Jimmy Musa, one of those players, dart his way through the middle. Looking to attack that right edge. Final tackle now. About 12 metres out, a slow play the ball from Huddleston as they go flat to Chapman, and that's an unfortunate end of the set. Chapman not aware it was the final tackle. Couldn't get boot to ball, and the Swarm will look to play it out from their own 10.
Up now. Right, here's tackle one.
Leonidas. Big prop forward for the Swarm. He's had a good impact so far in his first 2 games in the SRL Mines.
3, back to 10.
Rumours swirling that there are 2 clubs in particular chasing Aaron Leonidas. You know, the Warriors are extremely interested, so are the Canberra Raiders. Brisbane Broncos have also put their hand up in need of a rookie prop for season 4. We'll come to you in a moment, Will. I want to find out from you what type of rookies the Seagulls might be looking for season 4, as we see Tills come away with it. Not an end to the set the Swarm would have been hoping for. Ryan Lawrence bring it out for the Stingrays outside their own 10. But who are the Seagulls? Well, what positions could the Seagulls be looking to fill from their rookies in season 4, Will?
Well, I guess a lot of it would be the interchange, but in particular, I think that the Seagulls are looking for some wingers. The likes of Marshall Edwards has been looking pretty good so far. I haven't had a talk with our player scout, Chaz Dingo, too much about who they're looking for. Just know that they're indeed looking to fill some positions, and we'll do some shifting around in the positions to accommodate those rookies.
Marshall Edwards just down the bottom left of our screen and on the wing for the Swarm in the yellow at the moment, so we'll keep an eye on him as Gibson puts it high. It's a testing kick for Ethan Goodwin, but he does well. It comes down with it. In fact, it was Leonidas who eventually took it.
And he's been great for the Swarm tonight, with making big meters, some big defensive plays, and obviously stopping almost a certain try there if it was to get back to the fullback in Ethan Goodwin. In Jimmy Musa.
Justin Barisic, another player who's been on the, I guess, the fingertips or the tip of the tongue of a few SRL captains. Some of the Warriors again have been interested in Justin Barisic. Lock forward, tackle machine for the Swarm. Also Jimmy Musa has been touted as a possible Warriors contender, but it's the Swarm at the moment looking to put more points on the board, but once again trying to kick on the final tackle. The Stingrays defence rushing up on that playmaker and coughing up the ball once again. I think it was Eddie Garfield this time. As they swing it out wide to Williams. Chase Williams can't get away from the Swarm defence. It was Barisic coming across. So good defence by the big lock forward, chasing down Chase Williams. A little bit concerning for the Stingrays. One of their speed demons on the outside. Chase Williams being run down by a big lock forward.
It is a great effort from Barisic. Bit of a Scott Sattler type tackle. Obviously not over the sideline, but that kind of effort chasing down a very young and fast winger. Very impressive.
Again, it's Musa who darts in behind the defensive line. Final tackle now. It's Gibson to put it high. It's going to be a testing kick for Edwards, but he does well and gets away from the defence in one full motion. Marshall Edwards over the 50. He's going to have too much speed, and he'll go into the bonus zone for the Swarm.
Wow. And we talk about the speed from the Stingrays back three, but we're not talking about arguably the fastest player in the Mines comp, which is Marshall Edwards. He's been putting in some great upgrades in his speed, and it's paid off, as seen in that try right there.
We were just talking, Will, about how the Manly squad is, or the scouts, such as Chaz Dingo, Kane Chapman-Kenny, looking at players, and Marshall Edwards, who's been one of those players on their radar, and what a way for him to show class some of his speed, but also taking that high ball in one full motion, getting away from 2 or 3 defenders.
It was a great effort. It wasn't an easy take. There was a lot of competition with that ball there, and he's just done really well. I think it was a bit hard done by not to be called for a 20-metre restart, catching it in the full just outside the in goal, but ultimately it paid off.
Yeah, it was Tia Chapman and Ryan Lawrence who were coming down on Marshall Edwards for that kick. Tia Chapman going up for it, but didn't quite have possibly the timing or the height that Marshall Edwards does. And showing a good foot, a good turn of pace to score a 100-metre try for the Swarm. They extend their lead, converting as well. 14 points to 4 with less than 2 minutes remaining. Sorry, less than a minute remaining. Counting down 30 seconds, it's the Stingrays. Looking to put some more points on the board. It's Marshall at dummy half. Gibson's forced to kick on the final, still 30 metres out from the Swarm line. Too far out to put a big deep kick in as Mansour has thrust towards the sideline. And with only a couple of seconds remaining, the Stingrays will get another opportunity. So inexperience there for Mansour, his first game in the Mines, and flirting too close to that sideline. He's been forced to cross it.
Yeah, he did the same thing to Huddleston earlier in the game, and now it's happened to him in the likes of Jimmy Musa tackling him over. They got one last play here, the Stingrays. One
last play from the back of the scrum. They go to Gibson. Decides to run it, and disappointingly, you'd have to say, for the Stingrays. Had a support player on the outside. Well, I think it was Chase Williams, or it could have been Jimmy Musa, but either way, it's the Swarm who get the points. Their first win of the Mines season, upsetting the Stingrays, you'd have to say. 14 points to 4. Marshall Edwards has been judged man of the match, but completions, the Swarm 6 from 9. Stingrays 8 from 10. And a pretty even display there from both sides as we look at the performance from each of the individual players. Jimmy Musa running for 121 metres, 4 line breaks, along with Jace Tilse. Good defensive effort from Jordan Marshall and Jace Tilse. And then for the Stingrays, for the Swarm, Edwards running for 210 metres. Big numbers for the big winger. Obviously 100 metres for that try. And then defensively, Dylan Sharp and Justin Barisic putting through some big tackles there. So any standouts for you there, Will?
Like I said, that man, Marshall Edwards, 210 metres from 5 runs is an incredible number to have. Along with the defensive efforts of the other age, Cody Mansour pulling down shutting down some great plays, especially that were destined to score for a long-range try. Doing a great job in his first game.
Good effort. Cheers, Will. Thanks for joining me. Week 2 of the SRL Mines. I was pretty impressed with that.
Very impressed.
We will be back next week for the 3rd and final round of regular season in the Mines competition. We hope you've enjoyed it. Join us tomorrow night, round 6 of the SRL Premiership. We'll see you there.